What's good? God is good. I'm your host, Jay Did It. Welcome to Thursday Therapies, the podcast for all creatives, writers, rappers, poets, artists, activists, Sacramento community therapy session. Today on Thursday Therapies, we are joined by Jermaine Tilson, a Sacramento-based multidisciplinary artist, photographer, muralist, and founder of Jcrux Jcrux Art. Through bold colors, expressive portraiture, and symbolic storytelling, Jermaine uses his creativity to explore themes of healing, resilience, identity, and transformation. His work has transformed public spaces, been featured throughout the Sacramento region, and brought communities together through meaningful conversations and artistic expression. Whether he's creating large-scale murals, documenting powerful moments through photography, mentoring emerging artists, or painting live before an audience, Jermaine is passionate about helping people feel seen, valued, and inspired. His mission is simple yet powerful: to use art as a tool for hope, healing, and connection. Please join me in welcoming an incredible artist, storyteller, and community leader, Jermaine Tilson, to Thursday Therapies. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm so glad we're having this moment right here, because we met a while ago and talked about a couple things. I've seen your art. I've seen multiple pieces of your art, and it's incredible. So I'm really glad I have you here to share more of who you are, who is the man behind the paintbrush, who is Jermaine, and all the work that he's doing in Sacramento community, bringing art live, So I just really want to get to know who you are and let the world know who you are.
Okay, thank you. I'm honored. Thank you.
Yes. So, as you know, Thursday Therapies is a podcast just bringing awareness to mental health and showcasing other artists in the Sacramento community. Letting everybody know who the artist is behind the whatever it is. It's for you. It's art, music, poetry, comedy. We do a multiple audience, a multiple guest in the community. So I just want to ask you some questions and let people know who is Jermaine.
Sounds good.
All right. So who was Jermaine before he became an artist that people know today? Because you're pretty big.
That's a really good question. I guess I kind of got to go back. I mean, who was I? I mean, I always feel like I was an artist, but I mean, that's a good question. Dang. Who was I before I was an artist? Honestly, I can't say I know 100%, but I can tell you that I was someone that was going through a lot, troubled, had a lot of issues with myself, and, that was like when I was younger, but I feel like someone that I didn't know who I was, at the time. I didn't know where I was going, So I think that art kind of shaped who I am. So it's still a question I guess I can't really answer all the way, because I never, for me, I never really go back. If I do go back, it's like a glance. So I never really thought of that, So.
Nice. Now I got something for you to go home and ponder on.
Yeah, definitely.
So, who are you today? You are Jermaine Tilson.
Yeah, Jermaine Tilson, Jcrux. I'm a father. I'm an artist. I just be trying to show people who I am through my art, because I feel like growing up, it was kind of hard to explain that to people,
Nice.
I don't know. I just feel like it was really hard for me to connect with the world and stuff. So I used art as that to show who I am,
I love that. So, what first sparked your love for art and creativity, and how old were you?
So I was about 6. I was about 6 years old. I had this therapist this is when I was living back in Rhode Island, because originally I was born in Rhode Island. I was born in Newport, Rhode Island. I was raised in Providence, Rhode Island, until I was about 13, and I had this therapist that I was meeting with, had to meet with on a regular basis, because the school that I went to was it's like a private school, but it was like behavioral based. And the therapist, she had a bunch of paintings up in her office, and I used to, I used to get my way when I was younger, by just asking and trying to be cute. And I asked her, hey, can I have that paint on your wall? She said, no, you can't have the paint on the wall, but I can show you how to make this. And she showed me how to do it. It was a mandala, and I remember it was like a 3-dimensional circle. It was like a 3D, and it was it started off like one circle, and then it kept going. It was kind of hard to explain, but after that, I just kind of kept doing it. I just found interest in doing that a lot. I was just drawing circles and squares and just doing a bunch of stuff. Then that turned to painting, and then it went from there. And then honestly, like if it wasn't for Rachel, that's her name, my old therapist, I feel like I wouldn't have had my foot in a creative door. You know, she used that for me to express how I am. You know what I'm saying?
That's
for how to
incredible.
go through stuff in life that I was going through at that age was a lot for somebody that was like 6 or 7 years old. Like it was a lot. You know, I went through a lot growing up. You know, my birth mom, like she was incarcerated like all the way until I was like a young adult. You know, so I didn't really have a mother figure. My father, he wasn't really there until I was like, I want to say till I was like 19. You know, kind of got reconnected. You know, I never held that over him, but I always remember like, you know, relationships are what you make it. You know.
Right, right. So were you in the system, or were you
Yeah, I
with
grew up in
family?
the system. I grew up
Okay.
in foster care and group homes, and then it kind of went back and forth. Like, went and lived with family. You know, like when I was like 15, 16, I was kind of like, you know, running the streets. You know, kind of getting in trouble. And my aunt, she couldn't handle me. She's older. She's my great aunt, so she couldn't handle me. So I went back into foster care, and then kind of just, I felt like I had to learn how to be independent and be on my own from there. You know, like
Right.
I was like 16, 17, but it's like at that time it felt like everyone gave up on me. You know,
Yeah.
everyone gave up on me, and I was like, it doesn't feel right. And I actually, this is when I was living in Fairfield. I ended up just saying, you know, man, forget this. I'm just gonna move. When I graduated high school, I think I did like 1 year at Solano College, and then I just dipped. I just came to Sacramento, you know, when I was like 19. So,
Wow. How did you end up? Okay, so you're in Rhode Island. How did you end up out here
so
on the West
when
Coast?
when I was in foster care, I had there's this thing called Tuesday's Child, and it's basically like, you know, the state of Rhode Island, they do this like adoption thing where they have a bunch of kids come together and they do like news interviews and they talk about the families that they want. And me and my brother were on this thing called Tuesday's Child, and some one of my relatives shared it on like either, I don't even think it was Facebook, because I don't even think Facebook was around then. But all I know is she seen it on TV, and somehow my great aunt seen it and she's like, oh, for some reason these kids, they look familiar. I don't know why. Like I want to help them. What can I do to help? Found out that, you know, my mom was her niece or whatever the case was, and then she took me and my brother in from Rhode Island, and we ended up living with her, and that's that. Yeah. So
Oh, so then
yeah.
she ended up moving back out here.
No, she was already living out here in California, so
Oh,
we flew out here to come stay with her, and then she basically took me and my brother in. You know, my brother kind of got in a lot of trouble with himself, you know, with the law and stuff, and then he ended up getting sent back to Rhode Island. But at the end of the day, like, you know, she's the one person that gave me family out here. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Wow.
So,
That's
like, I look
amazing.
back at everything, I'm like, I feel bad about the way I was towards her when I was like 15, 16, but like, she was just, I love me, you know.
Right.
But I'm thankful for her, you know.
That's incredible. Wow. What are the odds that she just sees these kids on
I'm saying,
TV
it
and
was
doesn't
really
even
random.
just like they look familiar and gets them and they're blood related.
Exactly.
What a story. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. So, when did you realize art was more than a hobby and it was your purpose?
Honestly, when I moved out here to Sacramento, when I moved out here, and I seen how much attention people, like, I got from, not even attention, but like I seen how much people like the art. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I used to carry a canvas with me everywhere. If you ask a lot of my art friends, I used to have a canvas with me everywhere I go. You know, and then there was just one day that I was sitting at the bus stop and I was painting, waiting for the bus, and this dude came up to me. And he's like, "Oh, you do art?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do art." He's like, "I don't do art, but I know someone that does art, and he might be able to help you get your stuff into the art scene." And from there was like history, honestly. So I guess like around then is when I realized it kind of changed. You know, I feel like it was meant for me, because I was just doing it on a regular basis. You know, it just seemed normal. You know what I mean? But I guess it didn't. It wasn't really normal, I guess, to some people. You know, it's something that's, I don't know how to explain it, but like it catches people.
Do you
know.
feel that was one of your coping mechanisms back then?
Oh yeah,
One of your
yeah, it still
tools?
is.
Yes, yes.
And
through the hard
the
times.
one thing I always did is paint. That sounds so crazy, but I would paint everywhere. I remember like there was a time I actually went homeless for like about 4 or 5 months. I was living on a bridge, but I always had my canvas, painting under the bridge, just chilling, doing my art, and then I don't know. I just kind of always stuck in my head, just keep painting, even if I'm not making money. Like it feels right, you know. So kind of just kept doing that.
Wow. Wow. How old were you? You said you lived underneath the bridge. You were
I
in
was
the
like
early
I was
20s?
about 19, 20. Yeah, yeah. I was in, like it was
Wow.
like my second year living out here in Sacramento, but it was. I'm not saying it was cool to be homeless, but like
Right.
I got lucky because it was in the summertime. I dealt with
Yeah.
it throughout the summer, so it wasn't colder and stuff like
Right.
that, you know. And I did have a couple friends that let me like couch surf and stuff, but like I never had a place that was mine completely. And after that, so
Wow. Wow. So, what challenges in your early life helped shape the person who you've become today?
I think relationships, different relationships,
Yeah.
with family or friends, like I think friends is the biggest one, like because that's also another reason why I moved to Sacramento, like a relationship, that kind of went south with this girl I was with, and it kind of just like kind of tore me up a little bit, but like I think relationships and kind of really do that, kind of shape that to me.
Yeah, because you came for the relationship, but then it didn't end up
Yeah,
the way you
it
wanted
wasn't like
to.
that.
So then you
Yeah,
had to pivot your life, and now you got to figure out what you're doing out here in Sacramento.
exactly.
Wow, wow. When did you find a place? Like what prompted you? Because you said
So,
you were homeless for 4 months.
so I was in foster care, and I didn't know I was eligible for different programs. It was this
Okay.
program. So before I went to this program, I went to Job Corps
Okay.
out here, and honestly, I couldn't handle it. Like I could not handle it. Like Job Corps, I'm gonna be honest. Job Corps is not for everyone. Like
Right.
I almost fought a couple people, and it's like they're really strict. Like if you fight anybody, you immediately get kicked out. And I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I left. I just got up and just walked out and left. And then I was like, I gotta figure something out. And then I just went on Google and I was like, transitional housing for foster youth. And there was this program called Adolfo off
Mm-hmm.
of Mather. It's in Rancho Cordova.
Yeah.
And I ended up going there, and I was like, hey, how do I get involved in this? Like, they do interviews I think it was like every Tuesday or Wednesday. You come here come here Tuesday or Wednesday and come get an interview. And I was like, okay, cool. Is there anything I need to bring? Just bring your letter that you were in foster care, whatever the case. Did that. Ended up getting into this program. That program I was there for until I was about 24, I think, 24. And I was 24, and then after that, because I was in that program and I was working and stuff, they got helped me get a voucher for affordable living for life,
Okay.
pretty much. So I got to use that, to get an apartment on my own. So
That's nice.
did that from there.
Wow. So yeah, there's systems out there and there are programs out there that actually work. You just got to be willing to put the
Yeah.
work in
Yeah.
because you don't just get a handout.
Oh,
People aren't
no,
just
no.
giving out handouts, but there are programs out there that work. But you definitely got to put the work in. You
Oh
can't-
yeah, definitely.
You got to. You got to show up for yourself every single day, no matter how many times life kicks you down. You got to keep
You
getting
gotta
back
keep
up.
getting up. Yeah.
You got to keep getting back up, and it's going to align. Those resources will align.
Oh yeah, I'm literally living the experience of that. So.
I love that. I love that. So, how has creativity helped you navigate difficult seasons in your life?
Ooh, that's honestly still a struggle for me. Like, most people are like, oh, drown yourself in your art when you're going through things, when life's difficult, just paint. To be real, like, when I'm going through, because I got a lot of issues with, like, depression and stuff, like, when I'm depressed or I'm upset, the last thing I'm thinking about is painting, But, I guess it's still a work in progress,
Right.
It's a work in progress. It's not something that is going to happen overnight. And I could say that it does help me through difficult times, but I think it's more after the fact.
Right.
Like I'm able to look at my art or look at a situation like, oh, this is what this did for me.
Right.
So it might not feel like it in the moment, but it did.
Right. It sounds like it was in the moment because, like, when you shared that you were homeless for 4 months, you continued to paint even though you were under the bridge, and it's just like, instead of checking out and maybe checking out doing drugs or whatnot, you sat there and held the canvas in your hand the whole time. I mean, I don't know what
It
you
just
were
felt
doing under the
right.
bridge.
It just felt
but
no. That's really what I was doing. Was painting. So I was just painting. A lot of crying. And the one thing I never really did, like, and this is what you said something earlier about the resources. There's also people that will help. You never know. Like,
Right.
For that period of time, I didn't tell my sister. My sister, she lives in Hawaii. She's not really my sister. She's someone that grew up, like, known me since I was a kid, since I lived in Rhode Island. She was a staff at the group home I was living at when I was a kid. And she's just my family. I call her my sister.
Of course.
At that time when I was homeless, I didn't tell her for like the first first 2 months. And she was kind of pissed. She was like, why didn't you tell me? So like, it's not your responsibility. I just felt like, she's like, no, like, you're my family. Like, what can I do to help? Yeah. I was like, well, I have an interview for this housing program, but I don't have a place to be right now. Like, so if I could have help with like something, like, you know, she's like, all right. She booked me. This is like before Airbnbs. She booked me to stay in this hostel downtown. It's still downtown, on K Street, I believe. It's either K or J Street. But I stayed there for like the time being until I got into the housing program. But my point I'm trying to say is, like, you never know. If you ask someone, you know, that cares about you, what their answer is, like, the worst they can say is no. You know, I can't help you.
Right.
So.
And it's hard though, because sometimes, like, you don't want to be a burden to nobody else.
Literally, that's how I felt.
Because a lot of people are dealing with their own stuff, and you don't want to put extra on them. So that's why a lot of people spend their time in isolation and don't ask for help.
That's literally what I did.
Right.
I was like,
But you're right. Yeah. There are people out there who want to help. They may not be able to book you a room for a week or a month, but they might be able to for a night, so you can get at least one good night's sleep and a shower, maybe a meal or something like that. But there are people out there that want to help, for sure. So continue to keep asking for help. Don't do it alone. Definitely don't do it alone.
I feel like if you think you can do everything in the world on your own, it's impossible. Like, I feel like some of the greatest people, like, got help, you know.
Right. So. Absolutely. Yeah. That's why there's mentorships. There's coaches. That's why there's pastors. That's why, you know, there's therapists. That's what people are there for, because they want to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, what role has mental health played in your personal journey? You said you dealt with a lot, and you still continue to deal with depression, but throughout your journey, how has that affected you?
It's a good question. I still feel like I'm trying to master that, you know, to be honest, but the role it plays, like, you know, I feel like your mental is really important. Like, how you are mentally is important. I feel like if I wasn't able to at least navigate that feeling, I wouldn't be here right now, you know. So I guess it's played a very important role, you know. So.
Yeah, no, and sometimes you might not know how to navigate it. Sometimes you just have to have those, like you said, earlier you said you didn't. Painting is last thing on your mind when you're going through depression. Sometimes you just have to, check out and lay there for a while, and not think about anything, and being able to make it through those moments because you know that it's going to pass. That's healing in itself, just knowing that it's not going to last forever, because a lot of people can check out and then they start self-medicating and doing other things. But just knowing that you're having those moments, and it's not gonna last forever, but it sucks in the moment, like you said.
You're right.
It sucks in the moment, and you don't really know what's really going on through it, but you make it through it every time.
And it's not a walk in the park. It's everyone deals with it differently, like, and for me, like, the art has been an aspect for it, but like, you would never know that, like, I feel like I would have never known that. Like, I say I feel like I would have never known that it was going to be an outlet for me,
Right.
I still feel like it's not. I feel like it's just something that, it sounds crazy. You wake up, you brush your teeth. I feel like that's how I feel with art. Like, I got to wake up, sketch something out, or do something, something creative.
It's who you are.
It doesn't feel right sitting on the couch all day. Like, I actually recently, I have a PlayStation, but I got rid of it because I'm like, I'll be wasting, like, my time on this. Like, it's like, I spent like 3-4 hours on this PlayStation. I could have been 4 hours into a new idea with the art,
Right.
So.
Right. And it's part of finding that balance, because, if you have a PlayStation and you want to do some art, I'm not saying, sometimes you need those days where you need to check out of reality, because I have those same days. Yesterday, I had to check out and just laid on the couch for a while, because I went from sun up to sundown every single day last week, and I needed that, and
that fuel.
I felt kind of guilty doing it in the moment, but I'm like, at the same time, I had to give myself grace because I'm like, I done went hard all week. I have to, because if I don't rest, because I was gonna go get up and go to another event yesterday night, but I was like, I'm not even gonna make it to that, because if I don't, then it's gonna affect my week this week. So I had to, and that's okay sometimes, but don't do it every single day.
Yeah, it's cool to give yourself a mental, it's almost like a mental break, you know,
Right.
from the crazy world, I guess, you know,
Right.
like everything going on.
Yeah.
Cause being an artist, like I feel like for me, it can get really stressful, like trying to do a lot at once, and I think I never give myself that time to recognize that. So when I do that, time to PlayStation, whatever, like it's helpful later on. I look at it,
Yeah. Yeah, but you got to know your limits too.
Yeah,
Sometimes you got
limits.
to put hard boundaries on, because I don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
have a TV, but I have ways where I can watch a movie or something like that. But you got to set boundaries for yourself, like, don't have it in the room, or
Yeah.
you don't have it on during certain hours. Just
Yeah.
make sure you set those boundaries. But we're
That's
all
kind of the
human.
same thing
It's
with my
life.
kids too. My kids, I'd be like, "You got like an hour on that phone, give it to me after that."
Right.
So,
Yeah. But sometimes we get lost in it. We get busy. The kids, in
Yeah.
order to keep them maintained, sometimes we get
Sometimes you
lost
gotta-
of track
yeah.
of time, and they on the phone and they're minding their business, not bothering us while we're focused on what we need to focus on. Sometimes, they got to be on there for a minute, but at least get that balance. Get them outside. Get them to the park. Get them,
Oh, yeah.
get them out doing things. Balance. It's all about
definitely.
balance, for sure.
Balance is very important.
So, how has creating murals changed the way you connect with your community? Murals is hard.
Hell yeah.
Mural-
I'm gonna be honest, like very hard. Like people think that it's cool, like, and then it's like this is kind of why I kind of shied away from doing murals, cause it's like it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yes, it's beautiful to see the
Beautiful.
work. It's a lot of work, but then it's like, yo, it's draining. Like it's like, it's fun seeing it, and yes, it's cool because I get to connect with the community. But it's not something I want to do forever. It's something I can do. Someone, I want you to do this, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But like I feel like it's the aspect of, like, it sounds crazy, but like I feel like there's a point in your career as an artist, like you gotta weigh out, if you want to make good money, like where it's at. And I think murals, at least for Sacramento, murals is a good place to make good amount of money. But it's a lot of work,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you putting in the work.
And you're asking about the community, how does it shape the community? I think that's one thing murals help you bring into the community, people around. Like even people just walking around, they see your mural, they feel a part of the community, even if they're not from there, because they see this art there. So.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love riding around or even walking around Sacramento and being able to see it. I know they have that event. I don't know if you were a part of it, Wide Open Balls.
Yeah, that's where I did my first solo mural, but now it's covered up. It's covered up now. So
Yeah.
the building that they did it on, I think they sold it or something like that. So all the murals on the outside are gone. So.
Yeah. But that's nice. It sometimes is like, it sucks that they're gone, but at the same time, it gives you another opportunity for the future to come and put something new on top of it.
Exactly.
So that's the beautiful thing of mural art, and just seeing how creative people are, because I just love it. I could sit there and
There's so many
murals
out here
all
too.
day.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there are.
There's
a lot.
another city. I don't know if you've ever been to San Jose, but San Jose's got some real cool street art. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dang. I'm like, imagine this.
Wow.
It's like a museum of murals.
Oh, I love it. So. I love it. I just love it. That's dope. So, what does healing mean to you today?
I guess healing. Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna try to sum this up. Healing to me, I guess, is kind of maybe accepting things in life that maybe you weren't able to understand. Healing can also mean feeling okay after you didn't feel okay. Healing can mean just feeling happy, I guess. Feeling right, I guess that's what it means. It can mean multiple things, but I think the most important thing about healing is it comes from you, within yourself. I think that healing is important, but you have to be able to do it within yourself to be able to call it healing, I guess.
Absolutely. And it's like everything lies within who you are, your happiness, your joy, your healing, every emotion. And it's up to you to figure out what you want to hold on to most. If you want to stay in depression, you can easily do that, but you got to understand that healing is knowing that that's going to pass. It's not going to be who you are. It doesn't define who you are, and you can continue to have joy.
One thing I think I learned, it's also goes along with like change. I think it kind of means the same thing. Like, healing is kind of uncomfortable at times, you know.
Yes.
And same thing with change. Change is uncomfortable. Like when things start to feel uncomfortable, that means that I feel like it means you're on the process of healing or on the process of changing into something that's better. So
Absolutely.
if you're ever feeling like, something doesn't feel right, it's probably a sign that you're healing. You know?
I love that. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree to that, because when you're feeling uncomfortable, definitely it means that the place where you're at, you're not meant to stay stagnant in who you are and what you're doing. You're meant to evolve and grow. And I truly believe that. So that's why you feel uncomfortable, because you're like, okay, I feel uncomfortable. That means, God's kicking me in the butt. Like, come on, get up, get going. You got something more to do. So
Yeah, definitely.
I agree. So what practices help you stay grounded when you feel overwhelmed right now?
Ooh, patience. That sounds crazy, but like patience. And I have a daughter,
That's big.
and she has autism, and she's taught me so much about what I've lacked, and patience is the number one thing that I lacked, but like I'm starting to get better with. I see that like when I get better with it, it helps her too.
Yes.
Like I was just dealing with a situation this morning, cause like when she's hungry, like, so I feel like, and she's trying to open the air fryer and grab her food. I'm like, it's not done yet. It's hot. You gotta relax. You gotta wait. And she just flips out. But I'm like, okay, this is kind of my fault in a way. Like, I gotta be patient around her. And I feel like when I'm patient, it rubs off on her and both my kids. So just seeing that, having patience is important.
Patience is very important, because the society we live in now is instant gratification. If you're hungry, you do DoorDash. If you anything is at the drop of a dime. Anything you need in the house, Amazon Prime. So
they got robots now too. Little Tesla
yes.
robots trying to do everything for you. I'm like,
yes.
Oh my gosh,
robots everywhere. Waymo riding around Sacktown. Everything. You need a ride, pick you up instantly. So it is patience is a very good skill to have and to learn to have, because
I'm still trying to master that, and that sounds crazy. I'm 31 years old and saying that, like,
I don't even think it's to be mastered. I just think it's a lifelong
out.
process. I think it's just a lifelong process of every moment has its own every moment carries its own problems and issues, and it's just like, how do you handle it? How do you deal with it? And that's where the patience lies. It's just like, okay, let me pause for a minute and figure out what's really going on. How do I want to deal with this? Because you can deal with it in chaos, or you can have patience and just be like, okay, no, I'm not. I'm going to just show up for myself, lower my heart rate, breathe, count to 10, whatever I need to do in the moment. And because any second after that, you could be 0 to 100 real quick. So it's just like, it's something that I think we have to practice throughout our life, every day, definitely. Every moment, every single day moment. So I'm going to switch to your creative journey. How do your life experiences show up in your artwork?
This painting right here is kind of a prime example.
Okay, so let's explain what this painting means to you.
Not sure if you can see it. So this is really like, there was 3 parts of it.
Yeah.
And this is just like a situation. Like, it was like, so you can see it says, if you see that the brain, it says mind, and your body, and then your heart, your soul, I guess. Get the heart over here. But this really just a representation of someone that has been hurt or been in a situation in their life that, I'm gonna just stop saying someone. I'm gonna just say me. Like, I was going through a lot, and it took me a lot to get to where I'm at, where this is, to feel the joy, and the love and the peace, and I guess it's just like a self-reflection, because like it took me a lot to be okay, to feel peaceful through a lot of the stuff that I went through. So I guess like, and it's crazy because situation that I went through is like a long time ago, and this piece is just something that I made. Like, and it's like it almost was like it reminded me of exactly what I went through. So
through your childhood,
childhood
through
or
your
relationships and stuff like that.
That's nice. I love that.
And you can see there's it's like a yin and yang, so it's like dark and light because I don't know. I feel like life is there's positive, there's negative, there's light, there's dark. Like we were just talking about balance. Like
Absolutely.
you have to have balance.
Absolutely.
So that's why this, you see there's scars here. I have scars from situations, relationships. Physical ones too,
physically and mentally. Yeah,
mental ones. So you can see this like a gash in this person's heart.
Wow.
So.
No, that's incredible. I love that. I do. That's like it is. It's a story on a canvas, and that's exactly what it is. It shows, and I love that you're able to express that and tell us exactly what that means to you.
And it's crazy because I could never do it like when I finished a painting. This is just a painting I did. Then I come back to it later like that's what I was going through. That's what I was thinking like maybe like 4 or 5 months later, looking at it, doing it. Oh, that's what I was going through. That's what I meant to do.
That's awesome. I love it. It's a beautiful piece. It is. Yes, it is. So, what story are you hoping people see or feel when they experience your art?
That's a good question. I think I really just want people to just think, and that sounds crazy, but I want them to just think, regardless of what it is. Like, I want someone to be able to stop, look at my art, and be like, "Oh wow, what is that?" Like almost look right into the canvas.
Right.
Try to put a lot of detail on my work, but I want it. That's how I want people to think. I want them to think hard and kind of just gravitate.
And that's what I was thinking when I seen this piece of art. I was like, I wanted to be in your mind because I'm like, what is he thinking while he's painting this? Like, what does all of this mean? What's all these different symbols on here mean? Like,
yeah, my head is just like this. It's like a maze.
Right.
Like, it just kind of comes out as I go.
I love it. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece for sure. So, how has creating murals changed the way you connect with your community?
I guess it made me more open.
Nice.
To also criticism too. Like, I mean, I feel like as an I feel like as an artist, you're gonna get that good and bad. And I think doing murals made me be able to, because they're bigger.
Right.
Made me be able to look back and be like, oh, I need to fix that. I need to work on that. Like, this is like the mural that I did. I think I know I could have did a lot better than I did, but everyone loved it. Like, everyone loved it. I'm like, are you serious? Like, I could have did way more better than this. But
right.
Right, now
we always are.
I feel bad about that. But it's good that it's covered up now. So I could, like, next one I do, like, I could really go hard. So
yeah,
I guess it brings me to the community by just being able to accept what people say or think, about the art, on a bigger scale.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just, we're human. We're human. And we all are always our biggest critics, so because what you had intentionally wanted to put down, what we see as a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Always. It's always like that. Even with, writing, production, all those things, we always think we could do a little bit better.
Yeah.
We always think that about ourselves, but it's having that strength to just put it out there because the world needs it, and people were satisfied with your piece. Thank you. That's the incredible part of art, because whatever you think you're putting out there, people are going to be very, they're going to love it.
Everyone has their own other opinion, and I think that's art too. Like, I have my feeling how I was feeling, but like someone else next to me has an opinion. Like, you could look at this, well, that looks like a giraffe, but like, that's your opinion. You know what I'm saying? And that's art.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. It's definitely beautiful. So, what's been one of the most meaningful moments of your artistic career thus far?
Honestly, I think this sounds crazy, but having kids, like I have my children, and my son, he's like really into the art. Like, I think that's really important to me. Like, he's really into it. So is my daughter, but like my daughter, she just likes to like put everything in her mouth. So, but I think having my children like into the art with me is really what is important, and I like.
I love that answer. I love that answer so much because kids are such a blessing, and to be able to see them like mirror what you're doing is that like that's the biggest parent's dream, really. You
Yeah,
know, if you're doing something good and putting positivity out there into the world for them to be able to get into it, also,
yeah,
that's a blessing.
definitely.
I love that. So, what advice would you give someone who is afraid to share their creativity with the world right now?
Ooh. Um. Honestly, this sounds crazy, but I feel like just it sounds really crazy, but just act like everyone's not there. Because if you worry about other people too much when you're doing it, like you're not gonna find joy from it. You're not gonna get what you want to get out of it. So just kind of like put up a wall and just do it. Just put up a wall. Like
Yeah.
when I mean wall, like block all negativity or just even if you're just starting, just don't care what people say. Just do it.
Right.
Because I remember when I first came on here, I had a couple people tell me my art is trash. Like it doesn't look good. Like and like I can see the evolvement from my art, but it's like it's different. That hurts to the core when someone tells you, "Oh, this is garbage." Like I could have stopped. When I was younger, I remember I was in a group home. I was like 8 or 9. It was while living in Rhode Island, and we're all the kids were talking about what they wanted to be, and I was because I had just got into the art stuff, and I was like, I want to be an artist, and someone told me. It really hurt me as a kid. I know you should never say something like this to a kid. Oh, why do you want to be an artist? Artists don't get famous until they die. I'm like, damn. Like I didn't say I want to be famous, but like just
Right.
little something
Yeah.
that little could affect you, like and I think it did for me a little bit because after that, I didn't really start picking up art again until I moved to Sacramento.
Wow.
Because I really felt that way. I was like, dang, like this person really did a number on me. So
Right. Right.
so I guess the best advice I could give someone is just do it for you, and
That's right.
whether you think it's good or not, you can draw stick figures. Like it don't
Right.
matter. Like that's you. You put
Right.
your finger down on the paintbrush or whatever the case might be to do it. So really, do you really need any approval from anybody else? Really, So
No,
just do it
that's
for
good
you.
advice. That's good advice. Like you say, like they always say, dance like no one's watching, because no, in all actuality, nobody should matter but yourself, Just do it for you. Like you said, you don't need
And you just
nobody's
gotta really,
approval.
when you get to where you want to be, you gotta remember why you're doing it and what are you doing it for.
Right.
Like I literally was just talking about this, like the why. Like I think I'm at the point with my career is like it's not about who and what. It's the why. And
Right.
like I'm doing this because it feels right, and then I want to create an outlet for my kids and other people to do stuff like
That's
this.
right. That's right. That's great advice, The why. You always got to go back to the why. Why did you start doing it to begin with, And how does it make you feel? And
Hmm.
that's for all artists, even not just artists on the canvas, but
All types of
musicians,
artists.
dancers, all types of artists. You just have to do it for you and remember how it makes you feel, the ultimate goal, and have fun while you're doing it.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely. So healing through community. Why do you believe art has the power to heal people and bring communities together?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's kind of deep. Um, Honestly, I think it does and it doesn't. I think like it all depends on the person behind it. Like because there are a lot of great artists, but then they have like really bad characters. You know, so I think it comes down to like everyone's agenda.
Yeah. But you'll find the right people. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
if you're gonna do your art and you're genuine about it and you are a genuine
yeah,
person,
yeah.
and healing and putting out positivity out into the world, then those type of people are healing,
Oh yeah,
and that's
definitely.
what heals the community is being able
Oh
to
yeah, being
bring,
able to.
showcase your art for other like-minded people to be able to heal.
Yeah, that's important.
Very
Being able
important.
to do that, and I feel like when you do what's right, like the right people and the right energy comes to you.
Right.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how do you create spaces where people feel seen, heard, and valued?
how do I create spaces? Ooh, that's a good question.
You have an upcoming event that you're working on.
Oh yeah, I'm working on putting together an art show for Men's International Month in November, and at the South Gallery. I'm hoping that we can get it together. So I have choosing 5 to 6 like visual painters, and then like maybe like 5 to 6 hip hop artists.
Nice.
And these are like 5 of my favorite male painters that have been kind of putting it down in the city of Sacramento for a while. And I think that it's important for I think for us males to get our flowers too. I mean,
Right.
like shouts out to the queens, but like, I think we need that space too. And I feel like you don't really see much. You don't see us getting our flowers like that for the creative aspect when it comes to the art. And if I could be in a situation where I could make that happen, that would be dope. I would really like that.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. I think it's definitely we need to give the kings the flowers because we need more spaces like that for the healing, to recognize that you guys are on your journeys and creating spaces to show and just bring the youth along also,
Oh yeah.
to uplift the youth in the community, to just continue to heal all together as a collective, so I love that. That's a great platform. Self-Design Art Gallery, shout out. That's a great platform over there. His space is amazing. So I would love to see your art over there, to be able to support you and all the other male artists who are coming along the way. Because
And I've never facilitated an art show ever, so I've never hosted. So this is gonna be like a big challenge for me. So like,
well, you got this.
Yeah,
You got
I think
this.
I can do
Sacramento's
it.
going to show up for you. You got this. I believe in you. I definitely will be there for you. Just let me know when it is. We'll talk about that in a minute. But definitely, I'm down for it. I'm down to see all the other local artists, rappers, artists, just live, pretty much, showcasing your guys' stuff. It's amazing. So, Life and Legacy. What legacy do you hope Jermaine Tilson and Jcrux Art leave behind?
Oh, that's crazy. That was a good question because I actually was just talking about legacy and stuff with my friend Cam. His name's Cam One, and he inspired me about something that he said he's gonna be working on, and I think that's something I want to do too. I want to make a book. I want to like write a book or find someone to write my story, so I can leave that behind for my kids,
Yes.
and they can leave it for their kids, and
Yes.
just kind of go pass it on like a ladder.
Yes.
So I think that legacy, I think I've accomplished enough to make a little book about it.
I think your story in itself is enough. I mean,
Right.
just from the little bit you shared today, coming from Rhode Island, living in and out of group homes, your aunt being the one who is adopting you guys, you and your brother, living under a bridge, always holding on to that canvas throughout the whole story. You never went off course. I just think all of that is amazing, and I would love to read it. I can't wait to hear it. So.
Yeah, I definitely want to dive into that. Like, I'm just like I write, I write poetry and stuff, but like I don't know if I could do a book. So like I know there's people that like write for other people that
You
tell
will
their
do a
stories.
book.
So I gotta
You
figure
got
out
a lot to talk
the best
about.
way to do it.
Yes, you will. You're speaking it to existence. I'm gonna look back at this, a few years from now, and your books is gonna be out.
Thank you.
Speaking of books, you have some books here. What is this right here? Let's see what you got.
So I got a coloring book. So this coloring book that I got.
So that's impressive. You've already created the
Yeah.
book. You
I
said
didn't
you
really
don't know about
I
making
didn't
a
really
book.
think about that
Hold
until
it
I was
up.
like, oh, I guess I
Yeah.
guess it's somewhat of a published artist.
You are a published artist. This is another art form. This is
So
incredible.
this book, it has these are all pieces of my art, original pieces of my artwork, and you can get this on my website, jcruxart.com, or you can go on Amazon. But if you want to buy it directly from me, you go to my website.
Yes.
Better.
Go to the website. Yes. Jcrux Art.
But yeah, this is something that actually I gotta shout out Urban Sunshine.
I love this.
Cause she was the one that kind of put me onto it when I was at I think it was at the Banana Festival a few years ago, and I ran into her. She said, "Oh, you should put your art on coloring books." I was like, "How do I do that?" She said, "I'll talk to you about it," and she sent me a link, and then I watched a video on YouTube, and then it just kind of explained how to do everything. So I definitely got to shout her out for that. Urban Sunshine on Instagram. She's also an amazing artist too. So
I love that. That's incredible. I need to check that out because that's healing in itself. There's a lot of adult coloring books out there. You know,
yeah,
you don't have to be a kid to use color crayons, okay, or color pencils. That's amazing, and just the detail in your art.
thank you.
I see in those color books is amazing. It's just like this painting, and you get to make it whatever color you want. So check out the book. Check it out
On Amazon or
Amazon,
jcruxart.com.
Jcrux Art. Go to jcruxart.com instead of Amazon. Yes.
And then
We need this.
it's literally like she was saying, like you know, as an adult, like it's something. I was just talking to my aunt. She actually bought one, and she works in like a crisis unit hospital, something like that, like for people that have like severe mental health issues. And she was telling me that she was coloring in my book, like coloring book on her break.
Yeah.
You know? So it's proof that
it's healing. It's definite healing. Being able, because then you feel like you're the artist. You know, I didn't do this art, but I can pretend that I am and put my put my spin. My favorite color is purple, so the canvas probably would be purple.
Yeah.
You know, and then I would just play around with it. I love that. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I appreciate you for being here, sharing your story, your journey. You know, speaking your life into existence. You got a lot of good things going on for you.
Appreciate
Do you
it.
have anything else going on for you in the community?
The show in November.
Details to be determined.
Yeah, and then I'm supposed to be in a group show coming up. I think he said either this month coming up or next year or whatever. But actually, and then there's also am gonna participate in a mural competition at the Banana Festival. I believe is on either the 15th or the 25th of
How can
August.
people figure that out? Is it on your Instagram? Are you promoting it?
I
or on
will
your
be
website?
soon. I'll be promoting it soon. So it's gonna be like a competition with a bunch of different artists. And honestly, I don't really do competitions like that, but I just submitted because I got asked to do directly, and I didn't think I was gonna get it. So I was like, oh crap, I gotta do it now.
Now you gotta do it, but that's God giving you that little nudge, that uncomfortable we were talking about earlier, because there's something greater for you, clearly.
Competition is just like, I don't take competition well. But,
you'll be all right. You got this.
But that's that.
I love
book. That's that. See what else. Outside of that, no, I don't think anything else really outside of just continuing to create. I definitely want to, in the long run, like my end goal is to create like an art center that gives back to the community, but also provides housing and something like that. It's almost like the artist laws, but like specifically for Black artists, in any form of art. That sounds crazy saying that. I don't know if you can do that, but
you could do whatever you put your heart to. You are the builder of your dreams, and we can make it happen. You just keep putting it out there and showing up for yourself. Absolutely, I believe in you.
Thank you.
I definitely believe in you.
Appreciate that.
Where can people find you again?
You can find me on Instagram, Jcrux96. And then my website is jcruxart.com. My YouTube and TikTok are all the same as my Instagram, Jcrux96. And that's where you can find me.
Well, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Tune into
Thank
Thursday
you for having
Therapies, bringing awareness to mental health through honest conversations. Check yourself, check your mental health. Until next time.
Thank you.
Yes.